So good morning, I'm Benoît Froment, I'm the Director of Partnership at IsoMetrix, and today I'm pleased to welcome Giles Nelson, our new CEO. Giles, welcome to London.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Giles, after this year of lockdown, this year of pandemic?
Yeah, it's been tough, business-wise and personal-wise, but we've got a beautiful day here in London today, and we're obviously doing this in person, and that's a real treat.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you in person. So Giles, you've been with us for the last 6 months now. Tell us a bit more about your background and about your new role in the company.
Yeah, so I'm Chief Operating Officer for IsoMetrix. I started with the company in November, and my background is 20 years in the software business. I always worked for software vendors of varying different sizes, from startups through to mid-sized companies to some of the biggest software companies in the world. So lots of experience with taking product to market and building product-based companies.
We've had a very good financial year at IsoMetrix, despite the economic situation. Could you tell us a bit more about this situation? What does that mean for the company, for our partners, for clients?
Yes, well, of course it was tough for everybody, and there was that period, I think, between March and May, where there was so much uncertainty in the market. But if anything, actually, as many businesses have found, COVID has provided an opportunity, and it has accelerated many digitalization strategies amongst our clients, high risk, mining companies, oil and gas, other industries as well. And COVID, of course, have been part of the risks that they've been managing. So actually, net, it's been okay for us. And what we've experienced, we've just announced our financial results for last year, and the headline figure, we grew by 41%.
Wow, that's amazing.
In revenue, which was fantastic result, and congratulations to everybody for that. And we've been recruiting hard as well. So the company's grown in headcount by about 30% over the last year. So we're on a really good trajectory at the moment.
Excellent. Giles, IsoMetrix is now a global technology company with operation in 5 continents, active in North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, APAC as well. What are the main challenges for a CEO like you working for this kind of global technology company?
Well, we're going through, as I previously said, we're going through this period of quite substantial growth. So you're onboarding new employees, you're managing, of course, new customer engagements. You want to provide the very best that you can to your customers. You're working with new partners. Perhaps they're working with you on customer projects and also introducing new technologies into the mix. So that expansion is a challenge. It's a great one to be able to manage, but it's a challenge. So it's balancing that, particularly on investment from a product point of view. One of my key responsibilities is planning for the now and what your customers really need today and tomorrow, but also maintaining that vision of 3 to 5 years, where the organization's going and the kind of products that the industry is going to need in the future. And as a company, we're going to need to be able to support our growth.
Excellent. We've heard about the rise of ESG, environmental, social, governance, the rise of the need to manage ESG data, to report ESG data, to manage ESG in general.
Yes.
Could you give us a bit more about your thoughts on this trend?
So, as watchers of this video will know, undoubtedly, IsoMetrix is known for it's EHS software, environment, health and safety software, particularly for high-risk global organizations. It could be Anglo-American, it could be Barrick, and a whole host of other organizations that rely operationally on us to run their businesses and to manage their risks day to day. And when we look at ESG, that environmental, social and governance, EHS is actually one of the key pillars supporting ESG. And I think when we look at the market and ESG is, what is it? I think we're still exploring that. I think the market is still understanding when we talk about ESG software, what does that really mean? It can come in a lot of incantations. You've got the financial point of view. So how do, let's say, a fund manager, how do they assess organizations for their ESG criteria? The way that they're managing carbon emissions, for example, the way that they're dealing with social issues. It could be diversity issues and so on, and rating these companies. And these are becoming more interesting from an investor perspective. So that's from a financial point of view, but to support that, you need to look at your operational information within your organization. So if I'm a mining organization, if I'm food and drink, if I'm a manufacturer, what I do is going to impact on these ESG criteria, whether it's carbon, whether it's social criteria, etc., in lots and lots of different ways. And you want to be able to be in control of that. You don't want to have to just reactively deal with incoming requests from a regulator, from an investor, which can be very expensive, very distracting in order to report on. You want to be in control of it. And that's where I would characterize it as operational ESG software comes into its own. And we're going to see, I think, that category developing significantly. So how do you tie in your ESG reporting into your day-to-day operations in the same way that organizations do with EHS software today? How do you extract that information from your processes, from your human capital, from your IoT digital devices? How do you bring that together? And how do you start reporting on that proactively so you can deal with standards such as GRI, SASB, etc., which are emerging? You know, there's not one global standard yet. There are many that organizations are going to have to deal with. And how do you more effectively deal with these ad hoc requests as well? How can you react to organizations better? And I see a real similarity between what industries are going through there in terms of ESG reporting to financial services organizations went through a while ago, reporting to financial regulators after the financial crisis and so on. And there was this concept there of digital regulation that entered financial services. And I think we can see something very analogous with ESG and with the kind of customers in the high risk and the medium risk industries that we work with day to day.
That's very good. You are also in charge of the product strategy at IsoMetrix. Okay. Could you tell us a bit more about what's coming up in terms of product at IsoMetrix?
Yeah, sure. So our existing platform and also the solution templates that we offer as well that are built on top of that, which then deliver out of the box solutions to our customers. That's been very successful and we continue to invest in that. We're also in parallel investing now, that process started a few months ago, in a new cloud-based offering that will in time deliver new types of solutions to our customers and also allow us to deliver the kind of scale that we need to support our growth. And as you know, we've been really specialists in high risk and very high risk industries, mining, oil and gas, and others. That's really our core market. And as we were saying earlier, with the rise of ESG, we want to be able to expand the market that we address and the kinds of customers that we can support. So as well as that high risk and very high risk, which will continue to form the most important part of our market, we also want to be able to support customers in transportation, for example, manufacturing, and other verticals that would be seen as lower risk, medium risk, is usually the term applied. And those kind of organizations are looking for more out-of-the-box solutions. They don't necessarily have the deep expertise that high-risk organizations have when it comes to dealing with health and safety and environmental concerns. So with our experience over many years of dealing with these high-risk customers, we've built up an awful lot of expertise, and we can put that into product to accelerate the adoption for customers in future with this new platform. So we're in development of that at the moment. It's going to be cloud native. And we're going to be using some exciting new technologies that will increase its flexibility, will make it easier to deploy. It's going to look fantastic. And we're going to be launching that in the first half of next year.
So, Giles, we are talking about a new generation of EHS and ESG software solution for customers. Let's talk a bit more about our partners. We have a very strong partner ecosystem at IsoMetrix. What does that mean for our implementation partners, for instance?
Well, you're right. Partners are key to our success. They have been, they will continue to be so. And those partnerships come in several different flavors, if you like. Perhaps the most obvious one is implementing our software and working with our customers in conjunction with us, usually on delivering solutions. And if anything, one of our challenges is the demand that we need to meet. And we are in the process of expanding our partner network and enabling more partners to work with us on delivering customer solutions. But and with our new platform, this will open more doors to collaboration. It will expand our ability to address our market. It will expand the number of customers that we can support, and it will increase the opportunities for partners to work with us. So that's going to be all good for partners. And then there are also technology partners as well that are important to us today. So it could be from an integration point of view, it could be from a legal content point of view, and it can be from a IoT, another tech area that we work with partners on. And those technology partners really augment our proposition. We can't do everything. That would be crazy and not credible. So partnerships from a technology perspective are really, really important to us, and I'm certainly open to any discussion with an interesting partner who's got some good technology to offer to our customers.
Let's talk a bit more about innovation. What does drive innovation at IsoMetrix?
Well, I guess a couple of things. We've got some real visionaries in the business who have been in dealing with our customers and types of customers for a long time now. They know the EHS market, particularly in high-risk industries, back to front. World experts in it. And they are leaders in thinking about, what what organizations can do next. It's, as in so many other industries, mining, oil and gas, regarding EHS software, we're going through a process of digitization. And so many organizations still, particularly regarding medium risk, lots of manual-based, sometimes even, dare I say it, paper-based, certainly Excel-based processes, which are expensive, they're full of errors, and they're very inefficient. So there is the general digitization trend that we need to continue to support. And whilst that is about doing processes now and better, it's also then bringing in new technologies to really leverage the data that is then gathered within these environments. Our customers have very data-rich environments. If you're bringing in data from IoT devices, from people, from partner organizations into a central EHS or ESG system, that becomes an enormous repository of the way that your business has operated and the way that it's operating. And you can then look, as we are and other organizations are, to using things like predictive analytics and machine learning. These are all the rage, of course, and have been for a while in the tech industry generally, and applying those to understanding what's gone on before, understanding what's happening now, looking for variations from that and giving you an early view on something that may be going wrong, but also then trying to predict what may be happening in the future so you can be more proactive about the way that you're running your business. So that's one area that we're going to be looking at, and is going to really benefit from where you have the kind of data aggregation that you get in a cloud-based environment. So whilst, of course, data privacy and protection are going to be absolutely key to us and a guarantee to our customers, our ability to aggregate a view over many customers, many perhaps similar customers, gives opportunities for our customers to kind of learn from best practices and their peers. What are we doing right? What are we doing perhaps not so well that we can actually improve on, and we can help with that. So once you have all this data, you can start doing some really, really interesting things.
Thank you, Giles. It's time to wrap up. How would you summarize in 3 words what's coming up at IsoMetrix?
Well, that's a challenge, Benoit. There are so many I could use, but let me go with, I think, innovation, growth, and it has to be customer success.
I like it. Thanks a lot, Giles.
Thank you.